What's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the MF Automotive YouTube channel, where today we are taking a look at the all-new 2023 Nissan Z. The announcement of a new sports car is always exciting news for the car world, especially in this day and age where the manual transmission is a dying breed, and large combustion engines are far and few. However, what makes it even more exciting is when manufacturers decide to revive an old nameplate in the form of a complete refresh. Meet the Nissan 400Z, Nissan's sports coupe which has been injected full of life once again. Now it should be clear that this isn't the first time we're seeing the Nissan Z. Nissan showed us the prototype, or the Proto as it was called, a few months back. That time we got to see the exterior of the vehicle but not the interior, and obviously it's gone through a bit of changes until now, where we finally get to see the full production version. Comparing this with a few other vehicles on the market, on one end of the spectrum we have the new Toyota GR86, which somewhat follows the same two-door coupe 6-speed manual transmission philosophy as the new Z, although lighter. The Z nameplate has always been popular amongst JDM enthusiasts and consumers alike due to its budget-friendly pricing and large aftermarket support. Unfortunately, it's often overshadowed by its larger, more powerful sibling, the GTR. Now, you may be inclined to believe that this new Z is all new from the ground up. However, the platform it rides on is actually carried over from its predecessor, the 370Z, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. For one, the old 370Z was a great car and a reliable platform to build on. And two, the astronomical costs associated with creating a new platform wouldn't be lucrative enough to justify for Nissan. Anyway, with all that information in mind, let's talk about the new Z, starting with the exterior styling, and specifically the front, where the design language is very much reminiscent of Nissan Zs of the past. The hood is long and exuberant and swooping down towards the end in typical Z fashion. The front end features a simple design with the grille in the front and small air vents to either side, and what appear to be full LED headlights in the front. Moving on to the side profile, where the long hood is more prevalent, the Z styling cues again come into play. My aforementioned statement about the reminiscent design language of Nissan Zs from the past is actually applicable to the entire vehicle, as small details have been borrowed from the past and have been reincarnated with their own modern take on this new model. Furthermore, the side profile also features a gloss black roof with the silver trim and Z badging found on the rear quarter panel. Once again, the C-shaped door panels make a comeback and are complemented nicely with the subtle body line that runs across the side. Last but not least, let us talk about the rear, which will look very familiar to you if you are a fan of the 300ZX or are familiar with that vehicle. The taillights are very similar in design but have incorporated their own modern touch, being lit up with LEDs rather than the traditional halogen setup. I will admit, however, that the halogens suit the retroness of the Nissan 300ZX. Other design elements found in the rear include the gloss black details that extend from the roof all the way to the rear hatchback, but not quite as far as the spoiler. A body-colored portion separates them in the middle. Speaking of the wing, it is quite subtle when viewed from different angles and adds a nice uplifted look to the rear. The lower rear portion features these two round exhaust pipes that, in my opinion, resemble the ones found on the 370Z Nismo. Black trim found on the rear bumper that runs from the bumper all the way down to the rear diffuser. Next, let us talk about the interior, which has gone through an extensive overhaul and also carries over Z-specific interior traits. These include the 3 analog dials on the dashboard and the uniquely shaped door handles. Amongst other things, the first thing your eyes were most likely drawn to was the glorious stick shift in the middle, confirming the theory of the return of the manual transmission to the Z. Well, it was never gone, but it was kind of on the fence whether or not it would come back for this new model. I'll talk more about this once we get to the technical specifications. Moving along, we find our infotainment display, which I guess is the same system found in modern Nissan products. So perfect, to say the least. We find our temperature controls below that and our air vents at the top. The gauge cluster is fully digital and I imagine will be customizable based on your selected mode. The steering wheel is a 3-spoke design and features the Z logo in the middle. And how can we not talk about this blue leather interior, which looks great in my opinion. It is a little funky to say the least, but is sure to stand out. Overall, the interior seems to be decked with some premium materials, including leather stitched surfaces on several trim pieces, and overall seems like a good place to spend time for both the driver and passenger. With exterior and interior styling discussed, let us move on to the technical specifications. Under the hood, the Z features a 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6 engine that produces 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. Power is routed through the rear wheels and sent through either a 9-speed automatic transmission or 6-speed manual. It's good that you have an option to choose between both, as drivers with daily driver duties in mind may most certainly want to opt for the automatic variant to save the hassle associated with manual vehicles in populated places. Other components include a double wishbone suspension setup up front and a multi-link in the back, as well as electrically assisted steering and a host of other things. The new Nissan Z is expected to go on sale in early to late 2022, because of course it is a 2023 model year car. There's no word yet on pricing, but expect those details to be unveiled closer to the sale date. Well guys, that wraps up my overview of the all-new 2023 Nissan Z. If you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any future content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.